seems like that slower approach on the attack.
Yeah, but it seems like KOI are going to switching up the pace just a little bit. That full line was perfect. And Keiko gets first blood of this map, as it's definitely destined to do so. Jamppi doubles it up, and Keiko keeps on giving.
Full mid control here for the KOI side.
Ooh.
Okay, that's one outlaw out.
It is indeed. And the stun onto Nats here could be quite influential. Nats hasn't shown his ground, but it's Shadow to pick it up. He's been so good throughout this tournament so far, and he's leading from the front as well. Shot calling on some occasions. And Grubinho picking up another is setting up KOI for success, as they've gotten themselves every single kill so far and full B-side control.
Yeah, I think
So the interesting is that Shadow is moving in with a different coach, Emil.
Keiko watching the angle over towards tiles.
Oh. The clock dry, but this time they can't afford it to happen. There is a tripwire that starxo barely is able to avoid, but with the Prowler picking it through, he's able to subside it for now. It will be reproduced. I'm not quite sure if it did get shot down, but still, it's Shadow with the pick, and KOI with the opener will look to head towards this A side.
I mean, that trip was taken out. That's enough pressure to put over towards B. Now the shift on over. And Mistic alone here. An island on A, playing in the smoke. No time, though.
Yeah, Paranoia expended, 10 seconds, they've got to move in. All Team Liquid have to do is deny the spike plant from taking place. Grubinho's position has been started. Paranoia in, and he's denied it! Mistic has done it! All that was required, but...
Looking to play forward.
But Shadow doubles up out of nowhere? Excuse me?
Keiko saw it out towards A main as well, making it a little bit more daunting for KOI to try and clear back out into A lobby. He reclaims the space. Right there. Doesn't decide to fully fall off. KOI are looking to regroup before extending the util on the A site. And Keiko needs to find one here. Keiko also has a showstopper.
Yeah. Keiko is definitely the person that has to do a lot. Stun coming through, but the showstopper coming in a little bit too late, but they jump above it! Kamo is dead, but Keiko, not being able to see a thing, has to drop short after. 2 versus 4 though, Team Liquid. If Enzo is able to produce some madness, there's potential here, especially with a flank in the making from Mistic, but no. This has put Mistic into the clutch. He does TP across the tripwire, and it hasn't quite been heard, but they do know he's an Omen, and the possibility of a TP still exists in their mind.
I mean, with starxo's positioning, they know.
And they're looking in his direction. Mistic! Oh, they've actually chatted what they chat about. But still, it's very aggressive here from Kamo, and he comes out on top with a kill. Keiko is in one position, he can't really get out, but he's got Jamppi for reinforcement.
Fully rotated over towards A, but look at that spike.
Oh, Kamo aggresses off the back of it again, but only damage to Jamppi, not quite the finishing blow. And they drop back to save their lives as they look to pivot towards the speed side.
But look how late it is now. KOI, they made so much attention drawn over towards A. Sure, the setup is still here on the side of Nats, but nobody's home.
Off your feet! Yeah, no one is home. Rolling Thunder has to be used. They had no information who was at the back of the site, so it will be taken up. An important ultimate I'm sure they'd love to have on the post-spot, but still, better safe than sorry.
Spike planted. Multiple on the flank this time around.
There's a tripwire there to cover the ground. There's 2 players looking at them, and it's Shadow to take the fight! Spray down, double...
Sure, more passive play.
It's a matter of being able to trade it! It could have been a double, but he gets out with 30 points of health. Team Liquid might have a chance if they're able to replicate this once more, but again, it's Vandals versus Sheriff, and Keiko doesn't miss! Back on the server again, and he's loving it. Although look at this push from Grubinho. He's going all the way in while the Prowler keeps Keiko busy into market. Jamppi aggressing with a short with the Sheriff, but it's Enzo to come up on top instead. So Team Liquid, they're on the highway to victory. Unless sheydos is doing anything about it, but he won't. He won't. And starxo on the other end all by himself is wondering what happened to this live. And in the meantime, Kamo wants to go even further, but get your rifle out, mate! That's his demise. Jamppi will take full advantage of it, and it's the B-side that KOI are going for. Still, Team Liquid have vacated, looking to retake it together. Might not even allow them to plant, given that there's a Rolling Thunder in Jamppi's hands.
I mean, they're waiting. They're biding their time just a bit more now, just knowing that there's no opportunity to get that down safely.
Wow.
Keiko's just got a sliver to work with, and that's all he needs.
Oh, Mistic fancies a fight, takes it head on, and comes out on top. Why not?
Don't stick around for too long, though. They've got 2.
Yeah, want to hold hands in this situation, want to do it all together. You don't want to consider that Mistic is doing it by himself, but that leaves Enzo out to the open. Mistic wants to take vengeance, wants to take... Now, having garage control is massive, but the neural theft has shown his position. He's going to have to close up the gap here, up against his own cage, and he pushes even further. A very aggressive play by starxo, shuts down Keiko, and that it doesn't allow Jamppi to cross over. He has to go through mid. Jamppi rolling thunder. sheydos has to die here. 4 seconds. Nats to interrupt it. And again, Team Liquid winning off the interruption of the spike plant. And starxo, yes, you're alive for it.
Changing the pace up, you know, going for that faster hit.
But no one is nearby. So he throws down a showstopper. It doesn't quite break a trip either. Nats finds a shot onto Shadow as he gets affected by a trip. So that causes troubles to KOI. How does he even push forwards from this? One of the trips is broken, so KOI allowed onto site. Nats is thinking of it. He's got reinforcements as well. Nightfall. It's really strong from starxo, but he's paranoid, so he can't really take advantage of it. All they're doing is delaying right now. KOI don't have the numbers. They need a pick from this, and I think sheydos has got to be the player to interrupt this from happening. Keiko leads the charge. Nats has to drop back. KOI buying so much time. So the top clock is working in favor of KOI, but the kills aren't. sheydos now looking to stop it all from happening. starxo in the smoke. Heroic work from him. But it's still an equilibrium. 2 versus 2. And sheydos spraying towards the spike. Not on it anymore, but they don't have the info. Look, we've seen Keiko on it. He's been insane. But Mistic's got to show us what he's got. But it's Nats that might be in contention first with a Phantom up close and personal, but it's Camo to win out the fight. Keiko close with it as well. Has to back out with the assistance of the Blast Pack. Fault line does barely avoid him, and he's able to save his life and fight for this retake.
Okay, but retake with double off. Difficult looks here.
That's massive. Keiko closing up the gap. He had the right idea, but the execution wasn't quite there. So we're still at a standstill state with 3 versus 3 and KOI playing an aggressive placement onto this B site.
Surely they just saved this though, no?
No, they're not.
Oh wait, no,
They're
it's 7 to 5.
And with the From the Shadows available, this is Mistic trying to find information to help his team to move in. He doesn't stick it because he has been shut down. Enzo finds the first pick, 2 more to go, and Team Liquid might be able to perform a retake here. Paranoia used, doesn't pick a single player. starxo and sheydos play this together. 2 former world champions with 2 different teams who look to work together in tandem to make this all work.
They've been so good on pistol rounds as well. Exactly what they need to even the score early on. Team Liquid already flooded onto this B site.
That paranoia is actually strong. Enzo's killed off and no longer able to put that spike into the ground. And with the smoke deteriorating, that's when sheydos and starxo can start raining bullets upon them. It's clean! starxo closing up the distance. He's got his thing, and that does well in close proximity. But at the same time, Team Liquid are moving away from it.
I mean, that elbow play was just about buying control and time on KOI.
Shadow now turns his attention towards it. It might be the right moment for them to swing, but Nats now moving in the direction of the smoke as Team Liquid push onto the site. Paranoia stopping them from pushing. 20 seconds, and it's actually this time Team Liquid's turn to be in time travel. But Nats on the lurk will be all too dangerous. Spike on site, and Shadow looks to stop them from getting in. Keiko and Enzo, as well as the rest of Team Liquid players, look to actions from KOI. They're actually sticking into place. 45 seconds in, this is where Keiko looks to push forwards. He has been able to sidestep. Mistic there to introduce some chaos into the mix. Grubinho not able to find a second kill, and Mistic is coming alive. He's been criticized, he's been scrutinized, but he's here to stay, and he's back on the server with a lot more kills.
2v4 situation here.
And Shadow's looking to lead the charge into this one, and he's able to open it up. Jamppi no more, and Shadow looks to find more Nats. He's incredible on the Cypher, and even more so on the Guardian. And with a flank in the making, with the likes of Mistic, this is making this all too difficult for sheydos. And I don't want to be in his shoes at all. Nobody does. And with the dire economical state that KOI is in right now, he has to draw back, he has to save, maybe find a kill as consolidation.
I mean, going for this short push.
But KOI put their forces together. They're putting themselves into all in one corner. Keiko is able to deal with one as he quickly finds himself on the side. But KOI is the team that wins most of these trades. But there's 2 players on the other side of the map, and sheydos has got to play the patience game.
Split up now. Mistic's just going to have to take that TP and get out.
They don't
What
know
is this?
Where that was. It's
No.
trying to keep the KOI players over to this B side, but they might have made
Of information though with the tuck.
That fault line is so scary time and time again, but it's Grubinho that ends up picking off Keiko as it's anticipated from the KOI side.
I mean, hook, line, and sinker, right? I feel like something that KOI have done so well is kind of just bait into some of that operator.
Jamppi's going on a rampage right now, and he might be able to keep it going. sheydos puts him to the dirt, so enough funny business from him as Team Liquid look to move into this B site. Yes, there's sheydos nearby, but he's going to have to wait and fall back with his team because grubinho is miles away.
At the very least, that neural theft does give a little bit of that security, a bit of that information.
Team Liquid are going to aggress even further. They're in within the smoke, and sheydos going to have to deal with this. He's expecting it, but Nats is quicker to the trigger. starxo trying to find back the space. Shadow trying to spray into that smoke, but no one from KOI is finding a pick. But grubinho is now on the fight. On the lurk, operator's shot chimed, but it's Shadow with the pick. starxo knows where Nats is, gives the call, but it's Enzo there to assist. Oh, starxo is there to help. Nats is low, but he's surrounded.
Presence over towards A. He's the one with the rolling thunder, right? Trying to.
Oh, Mistic takes the fight against an op, and the Omen diff shows up. Shadow able to barely get away, but he's being chased after. Team Liquid going directly to this A site. Enzo is alone. He needs to maintain his composure and group up with the team, because if he died there, it would have been terrible for them. sheydos though wants to go for in the fight, but Mistic has got that angle covered. Picks up the op for himself and says, this bad toy is mine to use, and I'll use it as much as I want. Shadow says, yeah, enough of that, but still.
Okay, I know you're looking at this team and we're like, okay, the spacing's good, defaulted there by starxo. Okay, here's where we kick it to high gear.
And it's a matter of not using all the ultimates at the same time. They know the B site is open. Jamppi not needing to use a rolling thunder himself, but Nat's being caught off. That was a big haymaker this round for Team Liquid that they won't have for later.
We might see Mistic try to wrap back around towards mid though, a little bit later into the post plant.
The KOI take a time to regroup, recalibrate. Nightfall drops, and Keiko's position notified. Kamo, he's got himself a nice position and a potential good crunch, but Keiko is in big trouble, and he'll get dismantled. KOI, they've got a lot of players now. They've got so much, but the Rolling Thunder will stand 2 players up, and because of the smoke, they won't feel too comfortable to push forwards. They're waiting for Mistic to come through, but grubinho reads it. Rolling Thunder wrapped back for a response. Jamppi destroyed. Quick reinforcement. sheydos would be the next player to contest. There. But he doesn't have much cover. Re-smoked. Into the smoke they go. Gets one before it. Unsmoked peaks. They're going to have to take this together. Coordinated. Shadow, he's got everything to his disposal apart from his rolling thunder.
30 seconds left.
And there's a flank in the making of the likes of Jamppi that nobody currently is reading. Kamo no more. Jamppi on the flank. And there's nothing KOI could have done about it. grubinho, with the ghost in hand, gets 2 out of nowhere, and Keiko left in the hot seat. Has to run away. They chase.
Denying this one way.
It's the same stun, but this time it misses. And crucially enough, that means that Keiko is able to find the pick. Kamo looking to go right after him. And with the showstopper, it picks up Nats as well. So topsy-turvy, it looked like Keiko had the opening for Team Liquid, but instead it's for KOI. But look at the flank. The starxo going all the way around, and nobody's looking in that direction. That's a spray down. It could have been a second kill, but it isn't, as Jamppi gets a pick on the other front. So KOI vacate. They know they've got the numbers. Now they've got to play the trading game.
And look how much pressure KOI were able to make now on this duo here in Enzo and Mistic. Shifting back over towards this A site. starxo ran all the way back towards B just in case.
It's camera in garage, making sure that no one is pushed up to spawn or mid. Instead, Team Liquid look to push towards the A site. sheydos spots one, I think, on the mini-map. Shadow is all he has to do is wait and hide. He has to be cleared. And nobody's cleared him just
He heard a step.
30 seconds, sheydos peeks out. That's one pick. Looks to run away, but Mistic trades. 30 seconds. Mistic has got to do it alone. Vandal upgraded. 25 seconds. Spike left behind. But there's also starxo in mid he has to care for.
He wants to wrap back around, but with 20 seconds on the clock, the spike down.
Shadow, I think, has revealed himself already, but Mistic is looking in his direction.
He doesn't have time for this.
They've been teammates before, but he has to read his teammates' game plan soon. And I don't think he has at all. 7 seconds to spare. Shadow just plays the patience game, and all he needs to do. Are they looking to push? Prowler sent towards them. sheydos wanting to take a fight here into market, but Mistic wins the fight. Yes, a couple of players of the Team Liquid side are low, but they've been able to keep their lives intact.
Having to fall off now, but Kamo cuts off the rotation.
He's been huge this game. sheydos, gatekeeper of this B site, and he's got the cam knowing that no one has pushed thus far. Paranoid doesn't even matter. sheydos switched to the cam, knows that Jamppi is aggressed forwards. He's got full information over him because he's got the cam looking at him.
He's just
PM
toying.
at this point. He's big brother. And Jamppi can't hide away. In the smoke he goes in his attempt to conceal his position, and now he's got teammates to work with. Enzo tries to confront, but he hasn't got anyone to help him. Miscommunication perhaps, but Grubinho now is in the fight, and he's got the flank. Spike down onto the ground. Jamppi can't do a thing as he's blinded. Voting heavily in favor of Team Liquid, but it truly is anyone's game on this elimination matchup in kickoff, as the push towards the B site has already taken place. Spike now only making its way towards that area, and Camo is very, very deep into this B site.
I mean, we saw this before. Camo loves taking advantage of this space, especially with there only being one angle here towards mid to watch.
Camo has been spotted.
Okay. But he also spotted out too.
And Jamppi's right above him, and TP out. Back to safety.
It's all about biding that time, right? Because for Team Liquid, they don't know if anyone was pushed up with Camo.
Could have been anybody else as well in the cubby, but they've cleared it now, and now they can focus onto the site, take that walk and do a lot, and it's going to interrupt from anybody doing any damage to the person defusing. Mistic still on it, but nobody in yellow to stop him. He's still stuck it, and that's going to be Keiko to hold down the...
entirely in the hands of Jamppi.
Oh, it's a dry peek, and it's a slow one, which allows Jamppi to get a double kill. This is not what KOI wanted at all, and Team Liquid have dismantled this attack. Grubinho has to play catch-up here. The war just delaying them even further. Rotations could potentially come in, but there's 1 minute to spare, so you can't really afford to rotate over, given that KOI could also do the same.
They also want to keep pushing towards A. They don't want to allow Team Liquid to pick up these guns.
Crossover. Mistic! Clean with it. And Grubinho and... You got to see starxo and Grubinho find kills here, otherwise it's all done and lost. And that's exactly what happened. starxo loses the gun, and that's even an upgrade for Jamppi. He'll be happy to take that. Normally
you want numbers with those hero rifles as well, so someone can at least pick it up when you do go down.
All hope lies on Grubinho right now as he's close to this fight together with Camo. Takes a ton of health off from that shock dart.
Shadow somehow survives. Takes a lot of damage for it.
Yeah, this round is pretty much done unless KOI are able to find some sheriff kills, especially given that Jamppi is on this back line and nobody's checking him. Spray onto the first. sheydos got to turn around, but he won't be able to do so in time. Jamppi wants more kills, wants better statistics. Liquid are notified of it. Enzo does call the rest of the team over. And that's exactly what they will do. One left behind, Grubinho on the bottom side of the map, catches off Nat. Massive grab of the lurk, and numbers advantage for KOI.
But the lockdown's coming in now.
And Jamppi's able to find the first pick, but the fact that Camo has enough of ground to his advantage brings his team right back on top. But not for long. Hunter's Fury used. No on the spike, but he needs to find a tag. Careful on the left-hand side. He's got it out. Keiko able to readjust. Shadow shuts down his former teammate, and now there's two left. Quick on the trick.
So we're trying to walk the close angle.
For sure. Hunter's Fury used out from Enzo. Eager to find a pick, and he does. Shadow no more. Sova Visova comes out on top for Team Liquid. Keiko has been blocked off and can't do a thing with the operator, so KOI do get site control. So still, it's Team Liquid under pressure, even though they've got the numbers. They're going to be pushing forwards. Grubinho in this cove, together with a spike plant. Nat is the one to get a pick though, but Grubinho comes alive on top. 3 to his name, but now he needs to get the spike down, and Mistic is there to interrupt it all himself. Readjustment, but sheydos trades, and it's down to Keiko. The prodigy on the task again. sheydos on the spike plant, but
sure.
Just close up the gap. He can find some damage with the right click.
Liquid, Enzo, and Mistic have yet to move an inch.
No, they haven't, and the Outlaw can do so much from this distance, and now all of a sudden Team Liquid might be finding themselves a victory in this round that it just shouldn't be 25 seconds, but Mistic loses himself within the madness of the war, and Jamppi's closed up the distance with the Outlaw. He's going to use it like a shotgun. Mate, we know it's double barrel, but it's not meant for this moment. He doesn't care though. And he gets out of the lockdown Nats together with Jamppi, tasked with the 2v2 retake.
Got a retake wall to work with here too.
They know one's on site, only just planting the spike, so they know starxo is right beneath us, but he's able to reposition, and sheydos is there to help out. Nat has only got a ghost, but we saw ghost work of Supreme prior to this match. But there's another guy that's going sneaky. That's Camo. Gives himself a way of backing off.
Scoping out the lay of the land here over towards the B site. Nobody home.
A lot of information allows the team to just move in. Odin doing a lot, but there's also presence in mid that they need to look out for. Viper's Pit perfect for KOI, but they haven't quite gotten the spike down. And Team Liquid looking to contest. They're all nearby, apart from Keiko, and they're looking to wait for him. But with an operator in a Viper's Pit, definitely not the right weapon for it. Look at Shadow. Oh my god, Shadow is being so sneaky right now. Is able to find one, but Enzo not able to find the reply just in time. Enters the Viper's Pit, but it's going to be traded all out. 3 versus 3. Team Liquid, though, under pressure in time. Nats, though, here to save the day. The spike wasn't even planted, so it means it's all under control for Team Liquid, unless KOI finds a miracle. Grubinho backs off, tries to get the lay of the land, figure out where everybody's hiding out, but Keiko's got a waiting game. He's got the operator, and this long distance favors him. Grubinho needs magic.
Here for Grubinho.
And it'll definitely shut Keiko's sight line from this one. At least they've got Mistic nearby, and he can do all the delaying possible, 40 seconds, and they need to move in quickly before this toxic screen wears off, but they're looking to push even further. Keiko might be in trouble. Kamo finding an outlaw shot onto him, keeping the team alive in this round. It's still a 4 versus 4. Mistic needs to back off. Weird angle on the wall, gets spotted, and forced to drop back himself. Still, KOI, they need to get the spike plant, but they're not going for the B site take. They're going all the way around to this A site, given that sheydos has cleared it out himself. starxo was still doing damage in mid, and there's also the lurk from Jamppi trying to hold it all off, and he's successful in doing so. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 here.
And secured here for KOI as well. Look at the timing right now. You've got Jamppi wrapping back around. The 2 players on KOI towards A just have to live.
And I don't think they would expect him to be here this quickly. Grubinho not looking in the right direction. He will now its peak. Just spotted him. 40 points of health remaining on him. sheydos on the flank. Mistic cannot pass even with a ghost on the defuse though. He's not faking it. You've got to peek it here, Grubinho. Or Jamppi's Vandal, that will do most of the damage for Team Liquid here. And it's basically what they rely on to not have just a thrifty loss.
This timing. Keiko's positioning, they have no idea, and walked past him too.
Oh, wait a minute.
Does he double back?
There's no way they check behind. Mistic gives the call that they've crossed over. He's going to have to go all the way around, and that's the first pick. That's a weapon to be collected in case he runs out of plays. Another shot found, and Kamo and starxo drop to the ground. And Keiko takes this round all to himself.
Using the toxic screen to his own favor from the enemy side of KOI.
Wants another bite. Give him the full ace, because this guy deserves it. 5 points of health, and he wants 5 kills, and he gets it!
The stops, and a timeout for a timeout. KOI to trade theirs in this time around. Wondering, where did it all go wrong? But the thing is, play off of that Hunter's Fury based off the tap.
Nowhere to run!
Keiko having to balance multiple angles here. Hunter's Fury not quite finding anyone, but it's Grubinho instead to mark off Keiko. And he keeps on giving. And suddenly Team Liquid, after having an advantage, is back to falling ways. Nats tries to square things up, but sheydos not going to let it happen. With 25 seconds to spare, KOI is on the site to plant. And with Hunter's Fury enabled, they realize they've got a few more seconds to spare. No hurry here. Nats for the clutch.
Spike planted.
And with playing against 3 players of KOI is not going to be an easy one. Down to 70 points of health. He's got the Viper's Pit, but I don't think he's going to want to use it. This is a difficult one. KOI moving all of their players into one corner.
Okay, Viper's Pit could make all the difference here because they're all just staring down that angle right now.
But it's just simple. They'll just move.
And it's always starxo every time.
And it's worked. But the fact that Keiko gets a pick in mid will be able to stop starxo from rotating over. Enzo still at the back of the fight. Is going to be a menace, but sheydos able to stop Mistic from helping. Is going to put Enzo in a 1v3 situation before his team arrives. So how patient can you play it? How are you going to decide what you do here? Do you interrupt the spike from being planted? This might be the call. So far, he's done so. But with the lockdown enabled, KOI can get the spike down, no problem.
And Jamppi bought the fake over towards B. That lockdown for the defenders was used earlier. They don't have it as an entry back in.
Dimensional Drift giving the call that Jamppi is really close to this fight, so Shadow's able to re-swing it, but Jamppi is quicker to the fight. Kamo exiting the Dimensional Drift now, putting Keiko in this 1v2. Upper angle covered, but he's got too many positions to think of. He's got no idea where everybody's hiding. They could be far, they could be close, they could be wide. They could
here, every
3 players to be holding it out. One defending the site is sheydos, but now he's got reinforcements and the lacks of Shadow. Wall coming through, but a Shadow to find a pick, so the plant won't come through straight away. Mistic getting on it, but 3 players on the flank are going to cause a world of trouble unless Nats interrupts them. That's the first, but he's got 2 more to deal with, and I don't think he knows. Mistic is turning behind to help.
but it gives so much more space for KOI on site itself.
Grubinho having to reposition. He's been nestled out for starxo. Use that time to move in himself. It's a balancing of positions that KOI want to crunch on them. They've been able to do so successfully though so far, but they're lacking in numbers here, Team Liquid. And Enzo's pick here was the absolute vitality. Still, it's Grubinho.
Then you're done and dusted.
I mean, what Grubinho did on the Ghost on the previous map was disgusting and hardly replicable.
It's unlikely. He's just trying to live by that time right now.
Just trying to live. KOI going for a massive flank, but it's read by Jamppi. And shot down by Ghost himself. starxo showing his presence by stabbing at the wall. And the outlaw from Camo's done damage. Wait a minute, this might be doable for them, especially if they're closing in on him, but he hasn't been able to reload because he spent the time taking that flash out. But KOI, their wrap is taking a long time through mid, and Team Liquid still should be able to close this out, given that they've got rifles galore. sheydos got an upgrade.
Did Grubinho spotted here too. One snake bite down for the count.
sheydos was hoping they were playing out in Snowman, at least deep in that position where he could have gotten a kill, but unlucky with the timing.
All three players back towards Snowman here, and a recon available for Enzo.
Last player standing.
And with sheydos dropping, the only one. The threat is imminent, close to this action. All Team Liquid players grouped up together. It's going to be a 5-man collapse, and Camo no time to get out of it. starxo instead to find the trade onto Enzo, and he will be trying to close up the gap even more, and he's able to get them all! Triple kill for starxo. Shadow enters the fight with an Odin. He's being incredible with it! And calls for reinforcements.
This upper angle here for Keiko as well. We're not seeing the same explosive entries from him now on the attack.
And we're talking about 30 seconds in the making, and Camo's already got in a pick. That's really important. Enzo not able to put that Hunter's Fury to good use, and there's still a player in yellow that's wrapping all the way around. Look at Grubinho. He hasn't been spotted. Mistic doubles up, but he's jumping on top of the box. That is immaculate. Bringing one to life, but they need to get the spike down. 2 versus 3 is Mistic. His turn. The tide's completely in their favor.
Right now you've got a Cascade and Cove to work with.
And Shadow might be able to find a gap across this smoke as soon as it falls. Shadow not able to treat it or trade it. Inwards, Mistic down in a 1v2. Oh, it's so tough. He's walled off as well. He's going to have to go all the way around from yellow, break the wall, and that's going to buy so much time from Team Liquid here.
Camo.
More aggressive into mid. Jamppi's gone up quite far forward, and he's being greeted by a couple of players of KOI as well. Shadow showing himself, but he's got the likes of sheydos to assist him. Nats as well in the proximity to help out Jamppi. It's an off angle. I don't think they'll expect that. The Aldron might not even check it. I think it has, and Nats will be in trouble. sheydos trades it out, but in the meantime, it buys time for Team Liquid to push across this A site, and Keiko's done so much. It's a 2 versus 3 favoring the Blue Stallions, and Grubinho and Camo trailing behind.
I mean, that's exactly what Team Liquid wanted right now, too, taking the upper angle, but the big thing was just to gain that space here on A.
Camo looking to find information for his team, but it does leave Grubinho exposed to the elements, and then Mistic is a hell of an element. 1 versus 3, and Camo, he hasn't found many clutches this tournament so far.
2 flashes.
Is it enough for him?
On the other side.
You should run.
And KOI, with the placement that they have, the treatment is the same. They do drop back, but sheydos has got a lockdown available of his own.
Yeah, but look at this mid positioning. They're waiting for the pinch to come in.
It's just a matter of timing, but the lockdown for now will keep them at bay. Jamppi aggresses forwards, but so that means the mid push will come in a little bit quicker than they would have expected. starxo on the good shot here from KOI, but Keiko on the flank will not miss. Snake bites on the spike. No one can defuse. Grubinho bringing his team back, but is it enough? They need to find more, and within this Viper's pit, it is Mistic's domain.
One enemy remaining.
Camo and Grubinho have actually turned it all around, but Mistic has done so much for Team Liquid. All he has to do is do it again. One shot
on a buy.
No, he hasn't. Is it checked? Enzo is not going to check it, is he?
I mean, with an op there,
Oh, he is! And it's an upper
Oh.
angle, so starxo wasn't ready for it. Camo has to draw back here, and so does Grubinho. He's in trouble, but doesn't vacate the area soon enough. Mistic, wonderful shot, and Camo sticks around. He's been slowed. They expect someone to be around. The Aldro not clearing it, only now making its way. I think now they've pinged this position, but he doesn't have a TP to get out of there.
It is set over towards orange, but you do see Team Liquid. They decide to back up anyways. Camo, it was important to keep that space, the rotation.
The spike plant to take place, the round for Team Liquid. After them too much, they've got enough. So it's gone out for the lurk.
This is all Jamppi.
Jamppi catching off sheydos. His patience is rewarded. The starxo's also nearby. He himself is going to try and be an menace, but he's let them all cross forwards. The outdrone, the alarm bot won't be triggered as sheydos has found his demise. And Team Liquid on the front foot as they enter this B site. Hunter's Fury from Shadow trying to deny any of these players, but this time he's unsuccessful in finding anyone. Finds some chip damage onto one of these players, but it's quickly replenished back into life. Keiko holding off the mid play, and that's exactly where KOI want to play into. That's exactly where Keiko falls.
The timing there is sublime.
Oh, grubinho, that is dirty! And on the 3 versus 3, KOI might have a chance here. Shadow on the off angle. Enzo didn't expect that at all. And KOI, the 2 players, Shadow and starxo, playing this one together. Nanoswarm can deny them for a little bit, but it's already diffused halfway. They might be sticking up a Mistic from behind. They've got no idea!
They're looking for in the first half.
Yeah, they tend to find strength exactly where they can find the most pace, but Camo, that is beautiful. Finds himself back in on top, and the fact that starxo gets one, albeit the resurrection, KOI has still got the numbers advantage.
Heal coming up here as well, that recon already used. Still an owl drone to work with.
Jamppi on the lurk though, this could be crucial. There's nothing to alarm KOI here from this flank.
No, nothing towards Boiler. It's only the alarm bot over underneath Tube, but he chooses Tube itself instead. He hasn't positioned himself there before.
So all Team Liquid are doing right now is trying to buy the time to wrap around here, let Jamppi get into a great position to change the tide of this round.
Scouting good here for Camo at the very least.
Camo's shown his ground. They know he's ulted nearby, and Team Liquid look to run away from it. Oh my goodness, grubinho then waiting, but it's got to get Camo to...
He has gotten way too much value on his mid lurks, and KOI haven't really given that respect and paying enough attention, but on that kitchen lurk.
It's KOI that's aggressing though. They're the ones taking the flank control over this B site, and I think Jamppi could get caught off it if he's not careful enough. sheydos wins out his own trade as well, and KOI, in a moment of milliseconds, are the ones favored to win this round and take us to OT. And Team Liquid, they're shaking where they stand, sweating all over. It's a 3 versus 5 for them to secure a map win.
It's all up to Keiko here on site.
Keiko's got the blades. Only just enable the dash. Snakebite nearby, but avoided by Keiko, wanting to go even further. He doesn't really have reinforcements. Mistic's held back. And Enzo going all the way around. Keiko no more. KOI might actually have done it. Mistic on top. Has to drop back. It's not all done until KOI are able to deliver this defuse. And Mistic is so good on these clutches so far. He's able to find one. sheydos drops it right back up in his favor. Enzo, it's a 1-on-3. And they're sticking the defuse, stopping it. But no!
Over now towards B. Opportunity to still stall with some of these snake bites here for Nats.
Yeah, I think you can see how important it is for Team Liquid that KOI don't push too far forwards. Nanoswarm's very deep in, so Nats comfortable to hold back for now. Snakebite and Poison Cloud enabled. And that spray, starxo down. Team Liquid. All they do now is rotate around. They know KOI is nearby and they get someone at the flank perhaps. But KOI are patient. And while they are patient, in the meantime, it's Team Liquid that get a pick after pick. 3 players off in Snowman. If there's no smoke covering it, they're doomed.
Portal closed.
Camo's got to make the difference. Enzo is just
left.
off his screen. And Jamppi finds himself the backstab, and that's all is needed. Team Liquid might actually be getting a very clean round here in overtime. Nats with another one, making it 2 for him this round. Grubinho is all that remains, doubles up with 18 seconds. Surely not. And 30 points of health. This is looking nigh impossible.
With a plant, he gets the pick.
10 seconds left.
Will it be enough though, as they're chasing right after him, not allowing him to do it? He gets 1 kill, goes for another spike. Are under pressure. Let's not beat around the bush here. KOI aggressing, taking down the bot. Some information now denied from the attacking side.
They also know that KOI have struggled here on defense, right? So feeling confident after winning their defending round.
Cascade deep in mid does put pressure on Team Liquid to look at it in case someone walks past it. But the push towards A means there's a pick per side.
But then you've also got delay here. KOI, with these mollies, are looking to just force Team Liquid to stay in towards maze.
Nats on lurk control, while the rest of Team Liquid just traverse into A. Looks like KOI want to deal with Nats here, and they're wary of such presence. In the swing, grubinho is actually so close to this, I don't think Nats can expect it.
barrel.
In he goes, and it's starxo that gets the pick instead. Spike planted now for Team Liquid, but they're at a numbers deficit.
Keiko has to go for something early.
feels the need. He needs to go for a pick. Cloud bursts to the left-hand side as he aggresses forwards, finds some damage, dashes out. Enough of that fight. Still, it's starxo on the other end that tries to find a shot, but does bait him. But it's Keiko to come out on top. Mistic! The brilliance of this man to come alive with the best moments for Team Liquid. This round could be it, unless Grubinho can say otherwise. But there's 3 players spread apart. There's no way you can find them all at the same time. Keiko wins. It's definitely open for them. And there's only one player looking in that direction, but because of the fast swing from Keiko, he's not going to be able to do a thing. Grubinho going to have to look away and wait for reinforcements to arrive until anything else happens. So the spike plant is going to be clean for Team Liquid as it enters into this one, but they're not going to hold back at all. KOI wanting to move in. It's a paranoia in correspondence here from KOI, but it's still Nats and Jamppi to come out on top on these trades. Spike not yet planted, respecting KOI's attack. Ooh. And that's a good for a reason as well, because sheydos and kamo have brought things right back into a fathomable collection. And kamo keeps on giving on the top here. Paint shows really well placed, forcing Mistic up close. And the spike in the middle of the site puts KOI to relax for a second.
I think it's a little bit awkward. It's uncomfortable now, and the regroup over here towards Ali.
So much time has been expended. They can only imagine that there's a push coming in from behind. It's still a 1-for-1 trade, and now a 1v1 for the first pistol round win. Keiko holding it back. Waiting for sheydos to swing, but it's in from off of the stun. It seems that Team Liquid are expecting it, anticipating it, getting a pick in the meantime, and the players that are concussed hold back. No reason to peak those moments.
Falling back, forces so much utility.
Onto this A site they go, and it's only one to defend it. It's Grubinho. This paranoia could be perfect though, and might find himself an opportunity to get a kill, but is caught out into the open. Guiding light in response was immaculate, and Team Liquid find themselves on site without an issue. With a spike going down, KOI have found themselves on rotation, but you need to be careful of Nats on the flank. Getting that position covered, but sheydos does have it covered. Does he have time to get the weapon? He does, but it's going to buy some time for Team Liquid to reposition, grouping up their players up into elbow. You can see Jamppi is away from this fight, checking if there's any luck in the making out in A main. The stun comes through, and Mistic's angle is not checked out, which means Team Liquid can stay on top. Enzo, bullet to the head of Shadow, and I believe this has to be it. sheydos, there's no way you have enough time to get 3 players and the defuse.
Trailblazer, I think, just spotted sheydos there.
sheydos is going to hold it down himself, tries to open up on the zip line, but it's kamo finding most of the damage. Hello, KOI's found themselves on top, but not for long as Nats is in the fight, but it's messy. This heaven control is heavily debated, and KOI are still ahead in numbers, and no one is allowed on this A or B site.
Team Liquid have to regroup now. Jamppi and Enzo to find themselves back in towards A heaven, and now you've got KOI, Shadow, and Grubinho rotated over towards screens instead. They put the lurk wall back up over towards that B site.
Team Liquid are definitely looking to head
30
inwards
seconds
now,
left.
and KOI respecting it. They know as soon as the spike goes down, they can play the numbers game. They both swing out simultaneously. You couldn't have coordinated better. It's a symphony at this point. And Enzo, the captain, left to do it alone a moment ago, was shouting out for his teammates that they are really freaking good. But for this one, he's got to do it all by himself. Finds one, 7 seconds, has a hand. They're struggling a little bit themselves. They do have ultimates at their disposal, but it's kamo to use a showstopper straight out of the bat, trying to get all of these picks, but no. It's a trade of the omens, and that's aggressing. Will end up losing his life, but he gets one for it. It does open time for Team Liquid to traverse towards his left-hand side, and they will be able to freely cross over unless Shadow is able to peek out in time. But there is a flank now in the making. From the Shadows, it's expended from Grubinho, but it's a flank on a flank as Enzo is also in the chase. Viper's Pit important for this hold for Team Liquid, and it might just be exactly what they need to hold it down.
It's all timing.
And Jamppi's going to wait here. sheydos, little does he know, he did so much damage to Jamppi. He swings out himself and catches him by surprise. It's still a 3v2. Team Liquid might have turned this whole thing around, but Shadow says otherwise. Viper's Pit no more. They need to read that Keiko's close by to this area. Shadow's trying to be collected, but Keiko gets Grubinho instead. This guy is crazy. And Shadow left alone against 2 former teammates. Both of them have seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but now he's got to do it all against them.
6 bullets.
Can he lead from the front?
2.
Directions on both of these sites. And it definitely denies them from that, but Keiko now with a showstopper will aggress forwards. There's one on site that he has spotted, and kamo is deleted. Grubinho's thinking of pushing out of the smoke here, but he needs friends. He's not going to cut it alone. Maybe he can. 10 points of health and he gets away. No freaking way he's allowed to do that.
mean, sheydos needs to come now. Nats knows.
That's a great read by Nats.
I know exactly where you are.
This neural theft is massive, though. It's going to read all of the positions of the KOI players, and there even is a push coming through from Nats to stop them from pushing even more.
Surely it's just a save now in this 3v4.
I don't think the Prowler spotted Nats at all. It's got to be a save from KOI. They've got no clue where Team Liquid are. They've got the numbers available to them. It's the retreat call to be made as they look to save these rifles. Grubinho wants to take one before he backs off. But that's Team Liquid keeping it a close score.
2 ultimates used there for Team Liquid to secure this 3rd round for themselves, and Nats Low still hunting ships in the night.
Oh, no, they just walk past
each
each other. That's awkward.
No, nothing. Again, he has that Nightfall to work with.
There's a push happening in Garage simultaneously, so who wins out on these fights will be super crucial. There's 40 seconds, so adaptation still in the chances here for Team Liquid, as they can still move to this B site. It's only mid-control they've garnered, and they've lost everything they've gathered towards vents. And there's one covering it. It's Camo, and if he peeks this, he can do a hell of a lot of damage. Nats now pushing through Garage, showing his presence so his rest of his team has got space to move into. sheydos is in big trouble, and Keiko finds a pick onto starxo. Finally, Camo makes his presence known. sheydos peeks out from the smoke, and it's so good from KOI. They've crept up by surprise, and Keiko, this is not the best weapon to have in this situation. You're dirty with that pick, but there's not...
No way.
Paranoia avoidance, so he's going to go for the swing, and he gets the pick. That's an upgraded weapon. It's huge. It's an operator at that, so Jamppi needs to take use of it. Needs to aggress even further. There's one peeking him right now. It's sheydos who's going to win that one-on-one. Well, there's a push by Grubinho that Enzo is going to win out by the end of it. Jamppi aggressing. He's done damage.
Alone here on site. Has to find one.
He definitely does. They're playing from behind here massively. So that's one pick. Make that 2! The coordination from Team Liquid is rough there, so Camo is able to do everything. Blast back out, showstopper in, Camo! All is needed is this man. Camo does it all by himself, no matter how many players. Looking for the ace, Jamppi stops it from happening. Well, with 20 seconds and 2 players to deal with, it's not all over, not quite yet. He's put Team Liquid to bed, to quiet. And Jamppi with 18 points of health has to read where both of these players are, and there's one circulating right around him. It's Shadow. That Jamppi's able to read 8 seconds. This is doable. Both Viper players are low. This might be a topsy-turvy on top of another one. And with the spike planted, Jamppi can just back off.
He doesn't know. He's not 100% certain on sheydos' positioning right now.
Jamppi's breathing fresh air right now, taking a breath. sheydos has to aggress forward. Could do a lot of damage, theoretically, with a Vandal. So starxo here, with just a mere pistol, is only playing the delay game, and he's trapped in place. But look at Shadow, he's nearby, and he's got a stinger. Knowing that Mistic is nearby himself, could do a lot. Shorty in his face, but Camo trades it back out, gets a second himself, and KOI is in play right now. Viper spit towards screens, denying sheydos to move in that direction. So Team Liquid could funnel themselves into that position.
I mean, they only have 2 avenues now. It's going to be towards main, taking that ramps, and then heaven itself. Boombot is still available to try and clear out into that Viper's pit.
It's so tempting to start just raining bullets into this Viper's pit, but at the same time it reveals your position. You don't know where everybody is. Boombot available to them. One spotted, spray down in their direction. It's Nats not able to get the pick. Grubinho is instead the one to come out on top. Jamppi not missing. It's Keiko all to himself. 30 points of health. It's so difficult. One gets to the spike, but they're both power on so far, and it's a showstopper straight out of the bat for Keiko to gain space for his team. He's only got a stinger if the showstopper journey doesn't work out, but Shadow is making sure that his teammate misses him. Camo on the other end. Blast pack to the side, but it's KOI that wins every single one of these fights, apart from Camo's demise.
Okay, recovered at the very least with the From the Shadows, but that leaves Mistic in a 1v4. Vents control, but he is surrounded. Look about a mid.
Look, Mistic, this has been the best series. Let's see if it's able to go full throttle for KOI. I'm sure they'll like that. They have the advantage, at least in rounds here. Team Liquid take full pressure over mid. No one is there, so KOI take full site control without any trouble.
The push down towards mid. 4 people walking down towards sewers. But that also gets tricky with Jamppi being the only one to retake here into heaven, and pinched in a crossfire at that.
Oh, Dirty shot by Grubinho, and that's first blood for KOI. Numbers advantage, and having this heaven control is exactly what they want. The spike is planted for it. So all they have to do is play the trading game. All they have to do is wait it all out. Yes, you'll flash it. Yes, you'll delay it. But Team Liquid need a pick, and they need it quick. Shadow up against it. He knows Keiko would push right past it, but it's sheydos with a pick eventually. It's starxo that aggresses right after them, and it's Enzo all to himself. His teammates' bodies all before him. He has to trample over them as KOI secure this round, find some damage. I have a feeling KOI are cooking something up here onto this B side. They're looking to go in aggressively, but Mistic Smoke does show that he's aggressed even further, and that's a free rifle for this KOI side. Oh dear, and it's in the wrong hands, isn't it? You don't want camo if you're Team Liquid to holding that big gun.
starxo gets the Nightfall off the back of this plant.
And with that, they might be able to hold off with post-plant. This is a real situation that Team Liquid need to be handling. And off of the back of the knife, or paranoia thrown in, so no aggression is fought after. It's just a matter of buying time at this point. Team Liquid, they've got two positions they are working off of. They've got Heaven and they've got CT. And they're thinking of it.
Side, playing those close quarters, and they would
Team Liquid side on this defense, but KOI have got themselves some extra upgrades, and they're heading directly to this B site without thinking about it for a second.
I mean, full sight for the taking here for KOI. Team Liquid more than happy to play that retake. Try and deny this plan. Does do quite a bit of damage over towards starxo for it.
Camo's find himself a corner he can work with. He's actually looking to aggress, but the Trailblazer is going to be an issue. Dark cover thrown out after him, and a Prowler as well to assist in the EMEA. The paranoia is going to make it too difficult for Camo to re-aggressor. He's going to have to hold it out in the end. Team Liquid looking to move in. They know where Camo is, so it's the first isolated kill to go their way. Sprays in the smokes. Team Liquid can't hold back in this one. They need to go for the fight. starxo looking to find damage for KOI, but nothing is being collected from this attacking side. Yeah, I don't think sheydos knows there's so many people here. Go for the push, and he gets caught off guard. Team Liquid get themselves a first pick, the advantage, they drop back.
Look how deep of a trip Nats gets off of that as well. It is such an early signal of KOI rotate back towards A.
Neural theft as well gives them a clear picture of what this attack is looking like right now. Paranoia sent right in their direction. Keiko's Penchels are looking to do a world of it into Grubinho! Paranoia TP into your opponent's face, and that's one way to put KOI right back into the fight, but Team Liquid are having... Can't wait to see what he's got to do with that. Oh my god, the timing swings out, gets the kill nevertheless. But he has to drop back and respect it. Camo might be in trouble. 10 points of health, but aggressors. Jamppi's quick. Fair, KOI, one pick, and they've disbalanced this round completely. Especially if starxo's got this all covered. He's figured out two players are right after him. So what is the plan really here? Keiko on the back line, ready as ever. starxo needs a pick. 20 seconds though. He doesn't have much time, and sheydos is finding himself another angle. Enzo looking to hide, looking to run. Can't readjust in time, and we're back to square footing for both sides. 2 versus 2, and it's anyone's round for the taking. Keiko, though, throws down a showstopper. Will he be able to get a pick here, or is he going to wait for his team? I think he just stopped himself from getting overzealous here. And it's for good reason. Now grouped up with Nats, though. These are the 2 players from Team Liquid you want on the clutch. But it's also the 2 world champions on the other side. Oh, goodness me, this is pressuring. Nats predicts sheydos' position. And it's all down to starxo. Do you expect him as well to be behind the box? Does Nats go for another pre-fire? A spray? starxo all the way around 8 bullets. That's 2 bullets expended and a kill collected. Knowing where one is, but runs out of glitch on the graphical interface. But for now, KOI themselves look to go for another fight onto this A site. It's looking very familiar to the previous one, but this time no one is caught off by a trip or a cam either. Jamppi tried to aggress off of it. Nats going in for more. Paranoia is insane by Grubinho. He's able to follow it up with a kill as well. It's a 3 versus 3. And honestly, Nats needs to do it from this backside. Mistic closing in on them. And we're at 15 seconds, and KOI haven't found themselves on site. Enzo's there to interrupt them. All he has to do is kill the planter. Onto the side they go. Camo on the case to try and plant it. 7 seconds. starxo back end granted. Mistic into his face, but the spike has gone down into the ground. Enzo comfortable to hold it. sheydos putting his team back on top. KOI somehow have got the numbers. And we're looking at a 2 versus 3 with the captain of Team Liquid looking to close up the ground. Shadow up close and personal. Make sure that Enzo is no more. And Keiko, I'm afraid, might not be able to keep the streak going for Team Liquid. He's only got an operator. 3 players, different angles, definitely not the weapon for it.
The thing is, KOI's bank is running low. He's trying to find at least another pick.
Will he be able to find it? KOI. Superb take. They needed this. They needed to interrupt this. The tripwire broken. And KOI proceed with the push, but there's a lot of defenders here for Team Liquid. There is an Omen, there's a Cypher, but a Rolling Thunder will try and take care of him. Kamo gets caught on it. That's not what he needed. He needed to aggress off the back of it, so it allows Team Liquid to rotate. It buys so much time. Look at Team Liquid. They're not going to let them plant. They're not going to let them gain side control, but KOI don't care. They want to take it themselves no matter what. No one can tell them what to do. Mistic in the smoke has to do it all by himself. Really? Buy the time for Keiko. Moving in himself, Shorty in hand. Both of them find Shorty kills, but Keiko find himself the Phantom.
Plant opportunity to reposition with the Shrouded Step, a smoke in hand too. He stays on site, still a Boombot to work with here alongside the nade. Sending it over towards elbow, grubinho has to tuck.
It's definitely going to figure out where grubinho is. No, it broke in time. So Keiko has no clue. He could be back of sight, he could be elbow, he could be main.
I love this reposition, planted wide open here. Grubinho.
He doesn't have to peek this. But he will peek it, and he will! Team Liquid's got good placement here. They've got 3 defenders, and Jamppi notifies the rest to take notice of this heaven push. Kamo, very close to the fight. Mistic, not able to read it in time. Jamppi trying to transfer his spray, but it's only good for one as he backs off. Is it good enough, that one-on-one? Enzo, make sure he flashes his opponents. That spike down, so much information, the rotations are coming through, but starxo gets another pick. Is this B site where KOI can end it? They've got the numbers, but all they have to do is cross that finish line.
Down to a 2v3. Keiko's still stuck on this operator.
starxo's got a very sneaky angle off of heaven here. Keiko with the operator will never be able to spot him. Cam stopped, broken. Switching to a rifle. Better for the situation. 2 out into the open, and KOI take the numbers advantage. It's Nats. 1 versus 3. All 3!